Li Ven revealed it looks like the Hell Lake Lot Cottage diamond. Deep voice. Never heard of. Something you haven't determined for a long time. How do we know? 9. Laughter is right. In this world the most psychic news. I'm afraid it is love. She glanced at the diamond lake. Then look at the reason. Vanzi laughed and said nothing. I soon knew you were the real you. No need to pretend in front of me. The people of tomorrow are told that the world is finished. This relic of yours is truly the ultimate treasure. There's a spirit in there, although the 8 level. But the value is not less than the 9 period treasure. The police don't see the pressure either. Softly laugh. A chuan clapped on the body of a small diamond. Directly into the body. I just laughed right now. We don't have to pretend anymore. I'm tired. 3 friends looked at each other laughing. Turned into a light. Fly into the phoenix. The ship turned into a light. Disappear in the air as the owner. Very quickly out of the city of dance. Rushing eastward. Into a big dance. But it doesn't really contain too many sects. A lot of power. They all set up shop in Nin Sun, pierced on 4 sides. The eastbound warship flew out more than 10 miles later, and yet directly nowhere disappears. Through the nothingness. The place of tomorrow is extremely mysterious. Very few people know. 9 enthusiastic host of people said just now. Something that I lack to talk about. It's no secret. Old men attended the Kia auction. In fact, they are all the brides in my house. The reason is filled with fear. But Li Yunxiao appeared extremely calm. The lake soon knew. The suspect said, I have also seen the light of day several times. It's like a very powerful kind of endowment. I thought before that, through the blood vessels. I guess wrong. Li laughed and said, if you don't come tomorrow for a trip, my impression of tomorrow. So you guys stop where you are. It's a bunch of old men. A place of quiet air. Who can think of? It's the exact opposite of this. 9 of. Laughing said Bok Hoang Gok revealed death cultivation extremely effective enough to match the ice. The buffalo limb that Van lacked to get. Taste a sip. I feel a spirit flowing. Down into knitting. Benefit is not small. He also ignored everything in his life. Directly drink a whole bottle. The 9 brothers and sisters are all open. But even the barbarians want to drink. I don't respect anything like that. Whatever you say is a guest. You can lose that level. The skillful dance reminded him to pay attention to his form a bit. I can't pretend to know anything like him. The lack of grace is really generous. Laughing, I said, haha, that's okay. This wine is easy to drink. Can you give me a few bottles? 9D facial expression confused. Hurry to ask. I don't know how many we have tomorrow. I told people to take a look. Not to mention this. Let's talk about the truth. Li Venzi laughed loudly. Take out the missing needle as big as the other finger, playing in your hand. Said if 9D had recognized this. I don't know how much it cost to buy it. 9D in the shining eyes, without hiding the desire to respond. Give the body a break. I want to ask you a little bit. Is it only this much? If there are. The man interrupts his words only this much. 9 I know exactly what this is. There can be many. On the face of 9, it seems that 7 hopes to say this is not really. North Korea exquisite Kia even though so raw less material. But it's also a top-of-the-line material. Van's Kia pillar is missing at least 1,000 pounds. The dance is heard in the interior of the tremor. Startled say 9D. Don't waste any more water. What is this thing after all? It's all over North Korea. 9D Sai is the nature of the missing Kim. I haven't seen anything that I've been looking for a long time. The dance is also incredibly scary. Horror, look at the small metal in the hand. In the eyes rise ripples. It also appears to be extremely terrifying, that object. It's about this big thumb. I don't know if there's enough. North Korean exquisite Li Yunxiao. Is there a price? Li Van said curiously. I don't know what the 9-year-old wants to do. We need the north and the north. Thinhan intricately coordinated. 9D laughed and shook his head. This is also the secret of the church. We need to build a fantastic chi bar. Cut out a piece of stuff. If it's possible. There are about 10 fingers in the needle. Maybe that's enough. If it is missing, you can take it out. It is considered as a waste of money. I will also give you a good price. 6 reasons to think in your mind. 9 immortals are the rulers of tomorrow Ra. And you say it like that. You can see there's a huge problem. But the sky, Kim, is more precious than North Korea, not less. We need it ourselves. If not the need, urgent of the Ujoki again, then we decided not to take out the trade. Reason can only be unwise. He said Kim is not there. I don't know what the 9-year-old wants. 9 shaking his head does not want to say. That's what I said. This gold is still missing. What price do you want? I thought about it for a while. The price is easy to say. It is also considered as a gift for 9D, but we have something to understand. 9D feels bizarre. This model looks through. He's not a generous person. What could possibly make him generous? Really? The reason stops with her. Every word I say, I am a friend of tomorrow. I want to know what happened between you and your mother. 9 face colors suddenly changed. His eyes immediately became violent. The 2 eyes are like condensed air, staring at the rational. Reproach and scold. Then you are the one who killed the king. It is related to the evil family. Natural reason knows not to hide the laughter. There's a little misunderstanding. 9D, if patient. You can listen to me carefully. 9 damage in an hour. Immediately switch out signal. In a moment, the 4-way winds are coming up. Although I can't see the shadow, but Gal locked it tightly and locked it. The sky also suddenly changed. 9 indifferent said. Let us see what you can say today. About the future Dongni, I also sent someone to invite her. Soon you can meet. On the surface of the surface, it shows an uncomfortable appearance. But think of the little fascia over there. Maybe there's no big deal. At this point, the calm air is sitting there. Say it all again once. Finally said, I understand the relationship between you and the future because you are my friend. I helped you. As for killing the king, of course the Lord knows that I caused it. Using his great master's status, nature will not spontaneously ignite the fire that leads to humans. 9D here the skepticism not only. The cold is what you mean. You beat back a divine ray of the Sao. Monday, the pilot opened his mouth to talk about beating back the sewer, without saying no wrong. We also see the whole process. 9 horrible terrors. Vu said she was naturally very confident. Horrible eye evaluation on the reason for offend. What does the Bible say? Are you the emperor? Li Fei said. The lack is based on the Kia superpower debugging head. At this point, I stepped back from the throne. It is also the fear of being too high. Will affect the martial genius of the town, so there is still a level of oppression in the VI martial arts. 9D is now less suspicious. But the gods are cold as ice, whispers. The death of the devil, though, is cancelled. You don't get out of it either. Rational target in the inner anger. Into eyes shot out of fierce rage. It's almost as if you're actually looking through it. The old woman's death is not over. If the 9 deities do not obey you, you can come and fight me. 9D also flashed the table. Immediately an invisible force fired. In the air, turned into an attack force fired towards the general van. I also want to get a little bit. Young people can memorialize the royal tribute. What is the power? 9 anger cannot control the enemy. He said he wanted to arrest her. The young man was expelled from his family. Directly stimulate her dignity and authority. He was angry and said, give me this man back. A Feivu ceremony said Vendao retreated from the royal. In her heart 10 parts trust. So don't hold contempt. Call for help directly. It was cold for an hour. The Kia attackers directly cut off his body. It is now revealed that the image is broken. That the body legs soon appeared on the side of the 9D. A Kwang sword left the hand crashed quickly through. 9 moving sideways flashing. You can avoid the sword gills if you want. She doesn't show up. There's a lot of dust under the body. In front of her people, condensed into a yellow earth bridge, about a few yards. It dissipates the human seizure force. Once it explodes, the entire hospital is very likely to be destroyed. 9 stopped the voice. Eyes as cold as ice, close to the muscles. You still have to forgive yourself. If you don't use your VI, don't fight me. Arbitrary. It's a trick that has broken your bones. Li said softly. Maybe you want to fight a fair fight with me. So what is the four-way mind focused on us? 99 said angrily that I was just glad to remind you. As long as you die. If you didn't need, then go directly to the devil. French chases and kills. The platelet in front of her immediately spun, the amount of dust thrown out. Each tornado was very small, clinging to the picture. It's more than 10 braids. For the four-sided space, unbearable chaos. All four sides emit the sound of friction. Press to reason Van Pepper. Rational Van criteria. There's a variety of methods that can counteract this, but his heart is troubled. I don't dare to run out either. Because there's a dance routine there. This person is called the Northern for tea. He's also a very knowledgeable person. Most people recognize his skills. That's extremely annoying. A universal reason, a rosy sound stops echoing How Moon. Two North Korean celestial swords displayed in hand. Aerodynamic G-force chakra. Via contact with platelet-induced concussion. Then the sword flashed. To develop a natural move, Virgin decided. 9 in the heart of the whole sutra is the magic 9 long. She glanced at her eyes. I saw the sword in the hand of the Lord. From the sword to the color. Understand that this is also the god of wealth. Made by North Korea, forming. To vibrating forces intertwined. The sword of light comes directly into the platelet. In an instant, the entire platelet is sliced into 2 pieces. There's a lot of dust in the air. A piece of buttocks. The 2 hemispheres want to explode. Unknown strong force. It immediately buried all 4 sides. The entire warm cottage was immediately covered in dust. Architecture and types of interior decoration immediately turned into chalk, disappear at the same time. This one-stroke force of 9 moves is overpowered. The rest of the sound is broken even more. The sword fell on him. His whole body rose up against the Kia resistance, but also suffered a concussion that forced him to move back and forth. Li laughed softly for an hour. The jade image of the wind. Be a sword of light from the dust. Although there is no field, but he showed a piece of the sword. Not bad for the field. 9D also feel terrified. You can't trust the enemy anyway. Under the situation of not using it can also be against me, but more startled is the North Korean celestial sword. These 9 stages are considered as she performed magic. The 9 stages are also very easy to be bitten by. The enemy only has martial arts practitioners. SAO can be arbitrarily deployed. Her hand suddenly screamed out loud. The jade hand is slim and does not point down. A directed optical shootout. Forever touched the sword of the air. Trin how suddenly vibration force Ra. She panicked, discovered that cannot gain the upper hand. You are angry that you said fight is fight. You said stop. Even though this place is a cup of coffee, but the young master is not a person. The fire of anger is burning. I'm really feeling a little depressed. After the rebirth, you've been rolling around with the mules. I didn't even look at this before. They are everywhere being beaten by the enemy. Arbitrarily yelled. A bold, hard-to-say words rise up in his heart. Deep in the soul for a moment. Eyes in the flickering man looked terrified. On the skin of Li Van Pepper, it's starting to show every round of black flowers. Start land overflow over the body, covering the whole body. That's the kind of ghost sign we used to have. Loving long suddenly. He found out about the situation of Ricky. It's a little bit wrong. Feiyang quickly woke up. The angry man roared for an hour. Wake up his aunt. Each round of land magic spills over the North Korean celestial His entire sword. Body was covered in black magic. In the aura of the sword, flashing gas means black terror anomalous. In my mouth as cold as ice uttered the sword of death. For peeled celestial Han crystal sword thoroughly turned black. A sword slashed Ra in black magic. There is also a hidden river in it. Cut the sky into 2 pieces. Kia gap rumbling land to the dispatch. 9 bodies under the sword Kia. That makes Cho Kwang pretend to be martial arts. There's a kind of emotion, shivering in midair to a thunderous explosion. It's one of the most concentrated minds. Suddenly, a needle fell in the air. Jump into the dark magic Kia. Emits a sound that rumbles violently, like the sun tearing through the night. There's a fake 9-star emperor embodied in it. Patting out a chief. Immediately buried the Kia sword. I don't know the sky is wide. Dare to be brave in the morning cups out. The old man stopped looking at me. Like the sharp blades, pierced into the heart of reason. As an old bell rings. Royal court, it's emitting radiation on him. To start cracking down on magic. The intracranial force of the concussion hurried to calm down. Time has come to calm down. He didn't have 7 psychopaths. Still self-conscious, affected by Kia's evil emotions. About this, it shouldn't have arisen on him. But according to the royal forces, except the Chinese, the black ridges on the body gradually recede. In the blink of an eye, it returned to normal. A Feiyang ceremony was horrified with gaping eyes. The power of a sword just now is not under martial arts, but even he feels very threatened. It changes on the body. The more he misunderstands that it's a bad thing. His eyes began to show horror and his expression stopped. Previous Kia assumed that the opponent, even though there is a little evil
I don't
owner,
think
he's my opponent. But after a magic sword just came out, that made him completely raise the bar to a level. Same with me. Dare not have contempt anymore. Name Martial Emperor Kia emerged. The 9 heavens are rumbling down. Forced on the young Li Yunxiao. Learn a little magic. You can do it everywhere. I will replace your father today, your teacher. Physical color van digestion. These false emperors, each one of them thinks he is right. Move a little. They like to use gas to pressure others. It's like being addicted. He hated not being able to slap an opponent. But reluctantly, it is this kind of power that he is not afraid of. But it can't be avoided. A sound as cold as ice in the distance echoed. The sky suddenly changed. A powerful ancient pressure quickly flew too. The teacher is missing. I've just heard such a stimulating story. Would love to see a little. Who speaks with the same tongue? By the sound of 7 business, there's no end to the martial artist's cry. It's not good that someone broke into the cup. The fake power of Emperor Kia is horrified. Stop looking back. For a moment in the middle of the day, it was dark. Only in the glittering quadrangles takes in aurora. Turned into a corresponding tail. The yellow symbols, endlessly glistening in the sky. Use the quadrangles as borders. The whole sky makes a sound seal that hits one way. In the hidden sky flashed out a photojournalist. I can't see the portrait clearly. It's just that in my mouth I'm breathing. The real enemy at the same time. There is one more person in the air. I swept through. Take a step has come to you. The judge said in a hurry. What is wrong with you? The one who comes is the urinal. He shook his head and said nothing. Why are you here? You shouldn't beat people a little. If you kill someone, do it now. That peeing through the face of the dark gland embarrassed said, I'll pay attention to this later. Just save the guy, he's not going to die. He looked up at the air. It's been a long time since I saw the emperor fall. Would have been flown to the outer reaches. General reason don't say sensational. You think you are a great warrior. Can change the moon's madness Sao. It's daytime, believe me. He seems to have something to say. I guess I could have been shot up into the sun. That's what urinal says. I can't see the sun now. The white eye has no blood left. It's because we can't see the sun, so after you hit him fly to the sun. We can't see it either. This is a reasonable time. 9Z and Zenong dance listening to 2 people talking. They're all full of sweat, but more is still vibration. There's a very strange vibration in my heart. Martial Emperor great like that, and yet, like a servant who is being taught by the Lord. Moreover, the shape for the again showing respect and submission. Stitching little hide. 9D except for the raw vibration is extremely nervous. Looking up at the sky, the fake was just blown away. He is one of the only 2 kings of the future. Another martial artist is now hiding next door. I can't put my face out anymore. Far away the cry is still coming. Not good. It's not good. There's an intruder in the cup. Let's get them and go to Jay's. That urine-piercing variation. It's not good to cry. I'm running too fast. The flowers are still behind. He wants to go back to save people. I saw a group of people flying away. I can't believe the martial artist in the chrysanthemum has captured HOA tomorrow. Kia Fighter Bow Report 9D. The Kia people rushed into the cup by themselves, was captured by us. There is also a master who doesn't know where to look. It's like flying over here. He didn't find out either. The urinal is not far away. He peeked at the mess everywhere. The Bible says no. Maybe 9D themselves out to suppress someone then Sao. On the face of 9, a pale piece is revealed. Shut up and let me release you. 9 white faces looking through the sky. Deep in the sky. It's like a shadow is falling. She was terrified in her heart. Persevere to go in front of the person wearing the glasses. Open your mouth. Master Qi tomorrow met through this great Vo Emperor. I don't know what I have to do tomorrow. It makes you come on your own. They hurt my brother so much. That piercing rumbling said nothing. Just playing around. This world is a fake. My power is stronger than you. We play how we want to play. Not Sao. This 9D here dizzy eyes. I think the enemy no matter what. We will also talk about logic, for example, starting out for a reason. If so, I thought of a way to respond. Get ready to meet the enemy. Not thinking about the enemy. I didn't pay attention to the fake intensity. Speak out like that. 9D speak great power false vi deity is right. But in the world at least we have to talk about logic. Yeah. That little piercing softly said the words. You speak reason to me? I will say my fist to you. He breathed out cold air like ice. Immediately made 9's whole body tremble. The white face bit his teeth. I don't even dare to talk about logic anymore. The 4 sides all collapsed. Especially the people who are going to bring you to Christmas. The more you roll your eyes open, finally understand the current situation. 9 at this time is assured to persevere in the face of the urinal. The Lord is playing now. I don't know when I can leave. She was now not counting on getting her honor back or revenge. I just hope that the people in front of me. Maybe it's good to leave soon. He said to me, let's see your heart. The space shuttle is also a little unbearable. Go ahead and say nothing. This is just a misunderstanding. The brain has completely recovered from the state of magnetism. Blatantly misunderstand. Big misunderstanding. Even the life is thrown away. That through listening. The more the fire rises in my heart. Think about the reason why you just lost a little bit of life. The cold air is as strong as ice. Cold voice. No one dare to insult you like that. I see they don't need to exist anymore. It is not enough to make heaven as martial
Reduce
arts
one
from
power.
now on. 9D reverse inhale a cold breath. I can hear my whole body shivering, my eyes begging. Looking through the sky. Today we can only rely on the face of the sky. Let's see if we can turn this around. It is hard to blame the enemy for killing the owner. Dia Hyantan has no respect. Ra is not a lamp that has run out of oil. The dance is no way. If you're dealing with a problem, it's easy to talk to. But the intensity and the appearance, not at all. His morality of wearing it makes him run away. I don't know where to start. I can only tell the truth. Base missing. The so-called non-fight is unknown. It's just a little misunderstanding. You know, just now, the morning came, even though if you say heavy. You want to get hurt, the lack of it is far less. Not as much as people talk about air. Myra recently sown power struggle. It's not connected to any power. We only cooperate with the Chinese. We are many. There is no need to suffer badly. Li Van Dao said. In that case, let's call it a day. It seems like it never happened. I can hear you breathing softly. I give you a sense of appreciation. It's easy to say. She also discovered the existence of the pheasant. The eyebrows are a little bit tight. Immediately tell him to set up again. Change another miner is also extremely rich. Not as good as before. But the atmosphere wasn't the same as before. Reveal 10 boring parts. 9 stop at tomorrow Dong Ni said. Are you a pretty girl? My Dong Ni stood up and bowed his head. That's the daughter of Bok my Dong Ni. On the face 9D appeared a piece of gas welding. Tell them you can live until now. On the contrary, It is considered a big network. What is the meaning of these 3 words? On the face of the East, there is suffering. Just let me talk. Winter childbirth 5 major defects. You can't live beyond 10 years old. The reason for the whole business is 5 main defects. In the world, there can be such a shortage. But I see your situation, there's no deformities. The ghost says we don't know what happened. Maybe the disease is better. On the face of 9 hidden motifs appeared the gas anger said 5 main defects. It's one of the great witnesses that everyone knows. It's called 9-stage martial arts. It's also incurable. Maybe it can be natural. You can live until now. It's a miracle. That year he was also punished with his parents. But it's because you can do this. My Lord has given you a life of exile. I can't believe you're still coming back tomorrow. If not for your mother that year, never already, I will not be in the same situation as today. And now you're out causing trouble. Before the guilty Dia Haiyan, and then there's a bunch of people. Your mother is indeed the mother of tomorrow. Break the cup of jade in the hands of Van Pepper is crushed. Indifferent said Sandy. It's hard to hear. I am sitting here listening to you now. It's all in the face of the East. By Yurkia Mo Face. I will sell my love. Let me hear the uncomfortable words. Don't blame me for slapping people in the face. 9D anger boils up, but dare not do anything. My face wants to flow out of water. A hasty ceremony of reconciliation. If you're all in the same place, talk slowly. No need to move. Try to solve everything well. It's all fun. He said that he had a good time that year. My grandmother took me away. There's also a letter from my mother. 5 years before my grandmother died, I found out. We are respect, the mother's will. I want to go back that year. Let me go back tomorrow. It is the greatest hope of my mother. 9 disgruntled saying it is not possible. Your mother has committed a great crime. I will not punish you, you are a great lover. I want to go back tomorrow. As long as I'm the owner of tomorrow's house, there's absolutely no possibility of that. Li Vandao frowned on the attitude of the 9 powerful moves like that. Maybe the mother of tomorrow did something. Human God plus indignation Sao. I used force to bring her back. The next day was also a great underground disaster. Not without asking, what did the White House do that year? It made 9 people angry like that. 9 by teeth say not only what I hate, that every moribund would hate to the bone. The more you eat, the tighter you are. Title 10 difficult to solve. 9 thought for a moment before slowly opening his mouth. This has something to do with my Zada's nuclear secrets. But if you ask me, I'll be honest. I've talked about the future before. We have a very strong force to look at treasures. 1/3 based on blood vessels, 1/3 is based on the law, and the last third is based on indeterminacy. Everybody listen in silence. Also very curious, as much as I've ever heard of it. The next day I heard it as if I was thinking of something. The face became strange. The unknown is a mysterious place. It flows under the glass. Since childhood, my family has been in the unknown. Cultivation of inspection techniques. You can achieve magic. Get endowed with expertise. That the door and the unknown passage Hakia is a door. I don't know how many years. I don't know when I stood there. Every morning we have a baby girl born. Once you're 5 years old, you must open the door into the unknown Hakia cultivation absorption Ha2. High endowed resources, BA for years is the city. Low endowment. It takes 15 or more to have a small city. Maybe it's because we practice this kind of technique. So my daughter-in-law, forever associated with foreigners. They're all born comedians. I was surprised to hear that there was this kind of thing. I can see it after you get married. This kind of magical examination. Will it fall on you? The first 9 shows a red ring. You're not smart enough to say that. That's what it is. After male and female combination will be delivered down in the body of Tai Nuyen. According to the boy's house, he gradually grew up. It will eventually become a self-assessment technique. The process in it is extremely complicated. A word that's hard to say clearly. 9D recovering glance at a glance. Tomorrow, Dong Ni said indifferently. More than 15 years ago, not long after your mother gave birth to you, that 7 lost. Lose the key to the door to go through the unknown Hakia. My Dong Ni has a white face. Feelings seem a little agitated. You said 7 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. Never already. There's no one left. It's a magic test. 9 shaking his head. That year, after he lost the key. My mother is angry. Beat her and her father tomorrow, at the bottom of the unknown. And this is a model that's been around for 10 years. My lord uses the power of a strong man. It's never closed in 10 years. That contradicted our family last year because of excessive labor. So it's finally xylized. There is such a hidden love. It's hard to blame the bartender. The future is so cold. I am so sorry to say that I am 9. I replaced my mother. Sorry, you and the owner. For emotions 9D increasingly agitated. I can't even get angry and say sorry. Your apology can make. My mother came back to life. Your apology can make. The gate is closed. It opens again. Sao. Your mother. It doesn't just make me lose my mother. It also puts tomorrow's family in trouble. Never before. The direct consequence is the loss of divine judgment. From now on, it will be on the 6th floor. The aura breathes the erection. The reason for not saying. The unbridled tears are even more startled. If you say that, the future, we are now the last generation to have a director. It's magic. This doesn't just affect tomorrow. Family at the same time. It also affects the operating situation of the company. Suddenly he said 9. You want to practice great air power. It's because of the Kia Sao? 9 light moves near the head to look right. If there's no way to cut through that door, the magic of my Ra. From now on it will be destroyed. Li Yunxiao frowned and said, if it's tangible, then of course it's destroying religion. In fact, you don't need to bother like that. It costs a lot of money to hire the fake power of O Emperor to come here. It's not going to be better or better. 9D laughed miserably. I don't know if it's really intentional or not. Martial Emperor Topfeng. There are many martial artists in this world. Tomorrow, I will see as a waste of money. Not sure if you can invite. Previously thought through. I want to gather all my forces to build a magic weapon. If there is enough space for Kim to document, I think I can cut it. In her eyes, she looked forward to speaking again. I see the handle of this sword. Is that the North Korean celestial sphere is intricately made? There are 9 stages. If you give up your favorite things. The judge refused to say. There's no need to talk. It's absolutely impossible. North Korean celestial sword Kia related to the celestial sword. Each chain is precious. 9D said if I leave Dong Ni tomorrow back to Ra tomorrow.